Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have you today. Please have a seat. Welcome to Manatech. Welcome to downtown Miami. Just a few minutes about Moshe Manavision and what he has been doing and is doing right now in Miami. So he moved from Tel Aviv to New York 40 years ago with only $400 in his pocket, and today he's the biggest landlord in Miami. So he's been extremely successful as an entrepreneur, and he ended up being a real estate mogul, but not the typical guy buying land, building and selling. What he does is transforming whole neighborhoods. So he's behind the transformation of the Meatpacking District in New York, in Jersey City, another neighborhood, in Chicago, another one, in Miami. He's one of the guys behind the transformation of Wynwood. 15 years ago, it was a no-go zone, as you know if you were here in Miami 15 years ago, and he decided to buy 45 acres of land and start spending millions every year to activate the neighborhood. Not building, actually, his land is still to be built in Wynwood. But thanks to that, the value of his property skyrocketed, and he became a billionaire and started thinking about his legacy. And he thought, well, I want to help the integration of the Americas. 1.1 billion population in North and Latin America versus 1.5 in India and China, so then we can compete. So since no politician ever will do that, so we can participate to the mindset and philosophy, entrepreneurs and tech. And he thought we need a physical place where all the players of the fragmented ecosystems will come together to co-work, co-create, co-invest. And he entered on Flagler Street, the street here under us, which happened to be Street 0 in Miami, dividing north and south. So symbolically it's very nice. That building is in the south. No, north, and we are in the south. So, and he said, I buy. At what price? I don't care. I buy. He bought 72 buildings in downtown Miami, saying we are going to transform downtown Miami into the Silicon Valley of the Americas. And he put together a team called Manatech in charge of implementing that vision. And we, at Manatech, we have 4 main initiatives. We have programs for startups, for international entrepreneurs interested in getting to know the US market in general and the Miami ecosystem in particular. We partner with governments, with corporations, with organizations. We have venues for events. So this venue is one of them, and we had last year 75 events. This year more than 100. We're already, I don't know, this one is the 105 or 106 this year. And then we have a co-working space on the 3rd, on the 6th floor of this very same building, only for startups. So it's not another WeWork. It's really for startups, and we want them to get value out of the space, not just a table, a chair, and internet, but also all our network connections, introductions to providers and customers and investors. And then we are going to work with other funds funds aligned with our vision to be the first US check in Miami. So any international entrepreneur, early stage, willing to come to the US, the problem they have is it's very difficult to get investment because the investor is asking, where are you based? In Colombia. Ah, okay, cool. Where are your customers? In Colombia. Oh, okay. Come here, launch your solution in the US, and then I might be interested in investing in you. Yeah, but give me the money. No, first you come. Okay, so we want to be that, to solve that problem, to be the first check and help that company to launch their MVP in the US. So it's what we do, so it's a pleasure to have you today. Thank you very much for the few minutes here to talk about Moshe Manavision. And anything you need, please contact me, LinkedIn, Manatech. We are here to help and to facilitate and to transform downtown Miami into something big, helping the world to be a better place. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Etienne. Thank you, Etienne. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you very much to host us. This place is wonderful, and thank you everybody for to be here. And today I will introduce a project of FoolFarm Incorporated. So FoolFarm, that is a leader venture building in Europe and Italy, is going to open in the beginning of 2025 his extension here in Miami to transfer and connect Italian innovation, Italian talents to this wonderful city and incredible environment. And secondly, during this event, you also see some of our startups created in the 4 years that we established our company. all startups are in the generative AI, in the AI environment, some also in cybersecurity, and they are all ready to be transferred to export the US. And the other part, interesting things that we are going also to establish a deal flow and the production startups directly here in Miami. So we hope to contribute to this environment, and we hope to contribute to boosting and unleashing the AI environment, the generative AI revolution that now is on the world, in the world. Before starting, I want to show how a manifesto of a video inspirational in which you can see what we are, and starting from 2020, this is quite old, this video, and now it's adapted to the fact that we are going to come here. Oh, the music, sorry. So thank you very much. Sorry if I can't over. Not too much. Okay, so in this video, you've seen several messages that you'll see also in my presentation. You see that we are a factory. So we have a structured process in which we create startups. The second point is that we are not an incubator, an accelerator, but we are a co-founder always. So we co-found startup from scratch. And we always start from the raw ideas. And third, that is a cycle, is a loop. This is the venture studios. Venture studios are like factories. They continuously produce startups. Like the factory of cars produce cars, we produce startups. But now we are in a special moment in our environment, because since 2022, generative AI changed everything. In 2022, ChatGPT starts, and a lot of things is changing. It's changing every day. A very interesting point is that Jack Leonard is one of the most important futurists in the world, and say that in the next 20 years, the world will change more than the 300 previous ones. So everything is going to change. Everything is going to be intercepted by generative AI. And more than 75% of the professions and process will be impacted, with an impact in the world of more than 4 trillion per year that is not have any precedent in the human story. Another important thing is that the generative AI make possible now to create code in 1/10 of the time. So project that needs years now needs months. And interesting fact is that AWS and Google say that until 2030, 90% of the code will be developed by the machines. And prompting will become the status quo. But it is important to understand that the machine not works by themselves, needs humans. And new specific capabilities, because they need to be able to be instructed and to be managed to create the perfect code, the perfect answer. The prompting is the new status quo, but prompting is not easy. So if you want to create perfect code, it's not enough to be a perfect coder. Probably you need more. You need to be able to have an holistic vision and be able to have a semantic capability to speak with the machines. Like when you create a prompt on ChatGPT is the same. And creativity in prompting and inventing brand new business became crucial in a world in which creating code can be done by everyone. In a world in which through a prompt you can create a code in few minutes. So the creativity and the ability also to speak correctly what you need, like when you write a prompt on ChatGPT to write an email or to ask something, became crucial. And in this hyper-accelerated world, startups became central, became crucial. Because you know, startups what do is that they continuously create new ideas. They try, they develop, they pivot, they retry continuously. They are agile and anti-fragile at the same time. And so they became the blueprint in which the innovation will be created in the next 20 years. Because it's a unique model that creates innovation so fast at the same speed of the innovation that AI is going to do in the next years. Startups in the AI not can be done like in the past, randomly, romantically, but they need to be created in a new way. Otherwise, most of them, 95%, will suffer, will die, and we cannot accept that it happen in a world in which time and speed is crucial to be able to be at the same pace of the evolution of the generative AI. If 90% of startups fail, a structured process to create startups must be crucial. In order to create fastly the MVPs, the prototype, to experiment, to be able to be immediately in the face with speaking with the investor and to present the idea, because 1 month, 1 day, 1 year change everything. ChatGPT introduced the model 4.0 not more than 1 year ago. Now we are this month we'll start Orion, the new model, 100% more efficient than ChatGPT 4.0. Only not more than 1 year, everything changing. So how you can do if you have to create MVPs prototype in so much time? You have to be faster. You have to be also able to not do mistakes because time is crucial to win. The venture studio is the perfect model for this because it is a model that creates multiple startups in parallel based on industrial process. It's like a loop in which every day you do the same things, avoiding lots of mistakes, starting from raw ideas after the moment in which the startups go on the market and go by themselves. So it's a factory that starts from ideas and produce 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 startups. Like you produce cars, we produce startups because it's the same. It's like you create a startup based on the same things in order to avoid a lot of mistakes that usually startups do during their life. And the success rate is great. 60% is the data that comes from the last GSSN reports. So 60% means, and this must be matched with 5% that's before, 60%. Because a serial approach, like usually, when I am a startup, I create one startup per time, can be less efficient than a parallel approach. And you create more startups at the same time, some died, other knows, but you win always, or more than doing one per time. And in case one of that no works, you can have others that works. So the model is have a low risk, have less risk than creating a serial startup like usually we do. Look at these figures. These figures are quite interesting because they are also impressive results for investors. This is the last report that comes from GSN and say that the ERR of a startup studio is usually double than standard startups that are launched on the market. the time to exit, the time to money is usually the half of a standard startups. And the model is performed like the best accelerator, like Y Combinator looked at, Startup Creating Studio. And VRR is absolutely outstanding. So this is why we say that the venture studio is a low-risk asset class. Low-risk asset class made possible to invest in startups in the early stage. In the early stage in which the startups have more risk, but in the stage in which if you invest well, you can do more profit than ever. This is why in 2020, during COVID time, I come from Milan, everything was closed, so everyone in blackout. I have done my exit on my previous startups, and we invented FoolFarm, introduced it for the first time, this model in Italy, and step by step, is spread all over Europe. Now we are one of the largest venture studio in Europe in the generative AI, and now the moment is to expand our horizon in the market in which generative AI receive more investment and can explode the US. Let me introduce my company. We are a venture studio, like I said before, as I said before, starting 2020, we are based in Milan and in Lecce, inside the local universities. We are a farm, and now we are ready to come in Miami. Since inception, we have just raised 8.5 million in 3 rounds. We launched 6 startups. We have created more than 15 million in net asset value and filed 7 patents, because inside this FoolFarm there's a research and development department that continuously produce R&D, research, new algorithm, and in some cases we spin off and we launch like separate startups, creating original business model around them. Today we are ranked among the 10 largest, also for capitalization, venture builder in Europe, and we are still continue growing. We are taking the $4 trillion AI market. It's an incredible opportunity. I usually say that we are in a moment like when the light energy, the electric energy was invented, when TV was invented, when the internet is launched. It's a crucial moment for humanity, because it's a moment in which everything can be done from scratch. Everything changed. The market is so huge, and the investment is so incredible that the moment can be so very interesting for anyone that wants to invest in something that can be able to produce in capital gains and good success. Like regarding me, I am a serial startupper. I have done my exit from my previous startups. Inventia was one of the market leaders with millions of KYC digital onboarding based on my matrix, 5 patents, and was sold to one of the largest credit bureaus in the world in 2020. More than 100 millions of KYC done. Most of the banks in Europe works based on my algorithms, and the startups now is continuing growing, especially because digital ID, digital recognition based on biometrics became a standard now. When we started, it was absolutely from scratch, no one believed it. If I wanted to recap our secret recipe, is that we have a validated startup method in which we create startup from scratch, validated in 4 years. Hyper rapid execution, because starting from day one, we are able to launch startups in no more than 12 months, starting from raw ideas. The very important thing is to know that we invest only in ideas, not in legal entities. So every entity that we invest, we are the co-investor and the co-founder. So we fund together with a team in which usually they have the majority of the equity, and we are always the co-founder with a 360 degrees hands-on approach. We have access to a lot of AI talents because we have a connection with more than 6 universities in Italy. For more than 5,000 AI experts can be available to us in 1 minute, because every university in Italy produces lots of engineers that most of them can be able also to create an impact, especially in generative AI, and be so ready to create important things if we are introducing startups. We have a platform to create MVPs, a fast prototype software stack. This is one of a unique asset that we have. It's a very interesting asset because we based on this software stack, we are able to create MVPs very hyper fast, you see later. And we access to a lot of untapped innovation from Italian university. These are the winning sites that I want to explore here. Let me show the Italian opportunity. Usually, Italy is synonymous of creativity, of genius. Leonardo, Marconi, Galilei, lots of inventors come from Italy. But also Italy excelling culturally in innovators, in engineers, in creating very important professionals in the generative AI, especially in AI, at a quarter of the cost of US. This comparison is quite interesting. The average salary of an Italian developer in AI is around, they are PwC data, $33,250K per year. This is the difference with American cost, and this is the comparison with the Indian ones. So now Italy is more competitive than India too, but with a very important, this is the very important cultural that they have in the past. Italy have important programs in their university, like Polytechnico Torino. So we provided to the engineers and to the students, and not only a cultural preparation in engineering, science, mathematics, but also they have usually a humanistic and holistic approach that is larger than usual. While, for example, in India, they have a strong focus on math, on applied science, but less on humanities, on semantics, and less in an holistic approach. I have heard this buzz because it is what I want to produce. I want to understand how in this moment Italy is competitive on the market and why it would be very useful to boosting the AI, generative AI revolution that you want to explode, especially here. So there's an opportunity because Italian talents and developers combine a technical expertise with a rich cultural foundation, offering a unique approach of problem solving. Usually every Italian have a plan B and plan C in the pocket, also plan D. Is our attitude. We are a problem solver. And also creativity is in our DNA. Despite lower salaries, we provide a significant advantage in this right moment to have people that can work in exploding projects in the AI market. Let's see that also we produce a lot of patents. 7K patents since 2000 up to 2020. But most of these patents, 97%, I want to underline this, remains in a library, unusable. From one of these, today, you'll see startups that we have founded on this. It's named Snapproof. You'll see later, one of our startups that today you'll see between the ones that will be introduced to you, started from 2 PhDs and from a patent that probably, if they will not met them, remain in a library. So, Italy produces a lot of engineers. We have also a very important cultural education. But the VC market is very small. The VC market completely is 1.5 billion altogether. It's 200 times less than US. So it's obviously that despite the human potential, scalability, international growth is quite complex. So we think this is why a solution could be take this genius, take this innovation, and move to US, incorporate the startups here, based on these talents and this innovation, with FoolFarm, that could be also a bridge to connect this innovation, these talents, to a market in which generative AI is exploding and is more liquid, also to get investment, to have more scalability, and to have an international growth. And this is why we are thinking about also to create FoolFarm in US. Because our idea is to connecting untapped Italian innovation in generative AI, hyper-skilled talents, and Italian disruptive startups in Miami, like the door, the gate, in which also can be able also to export these incredible values in a very liquid market, a market that can provide scalability and international growth. Let me show our business model. It's very simple. We do a lot of scouting in lots of universities, so continuously we explore patents, we explore innovations, we explore theses, we speak with a lot of PhDs in the university. Most of the universities connected, 6 in Italy, are located in the south. In the very south of Italy, in which there's a lot of inventors, engineers, but very low opportunities. After the scouting of the best ones, we have a platform that make possible, is an AI platform, select the best projects and read every single thesis, every single project, and make possible to select the best ones. It's based on generative AI. After the best talents, almost between 20, 30, after graduated, some of our talents also have just also done some startups in university, come in Milan, come in the quarter, and stay with us in 6 months with a program named Startup Launcher Program. In 6 months, they will transform them from a student, incredible talent, in an entrepreneur, and at the end, they launch the startups on the market with an average evaluation between 3.5 up to 7 million each, from scratch. After the ideation phase, we incorporate. We are always the co-founder. We get from 30 up to 45% at the beginning, but we fastly dilute our equity because the team have a specific condition that they cannot be diluted in the pre-seed and the seed time. We have a platform named FoolCore that you see later. That is a magic. You put the requirement of the app and it generates the code. So imagine a situation in which you have a document in PDF and you write, I want the application, this, that, what, this. Usually what do startups? Call a developer. Sometimes the developers stole the code or they are so expensive and they are slow. It's not easy. We have a platform in which, based on generative AI, in which you put the requirement and the output is the code. It's a very interesting asset that we have created, quite unique in the venture studio scenario globally. After this, we produce the MVP. We make that the startups not more than 12 months create his first traction. We bring them to a seed round, which is open, especially to VCs, to shareholders, to the market. And from this time, we started to try to monetize our equity on primary, on secondary market. So a short-term investment approach. Our average is from 5 up to 25 million average of exit or our equity, but not means that a startup exit. Means that a FoolFarm needs to get the capital gains in order to reinvest in a new batch of startup, like every factory. So let me recap. Our business model is simple. We harness and tap innovation from R&D, university, research, patents. Most of our founders are PhD. In order to build the original business model, our core product is a startup, designed, scaled, and sold in 48 months. When I say sold, means our part, not mean the startup itself. Additionally, we provide also services, open innovation services, advisor, lots of things that make our business model scalable and able also to intercept new opportunities daily. So we continuously select scout projects. We have all the time call for ideas that we launch in the university and all over Italy, now also in Europe too. And supported by our platform, we are able to select the best one and the not one very easily, because we receive so much theses. Imagine that I have time to read 100 theses, thousands of projects is complex. So we have created a platform based on generative AI that read them by ourselves, and select the best one in order to leave to us only to see the best ones in a ranked way. At the same time, we identify the best talents, coders, and we have a platform that makes possible to understand if you write code, if you write correct code good or not. Because you know that now, thanks to generative AI, you can also be able to ask to machine to check the code, if the code is correctly wrote or is not. After that, we co-found the startups, and we co-founded together with young talents, 20, 30. They stay with us 6 months, as I said before. Our method and the Startup Lab program is a completely training of a job, because they come to us being a very ambitious students with a lot of research, a lot of ideas, but not the method. And you know, doing the startup is a job. It's like when you build a furniture, you build a car at home, you must know how to do. Imagine that if I want to build this solution, for me, I have no experience. No one ever learned it to me. Doing startups is a job, so you have to learn. You have to do practice. You have to know the method, the step by step, in order that you can easily do better things than doing a lot of mistakes. We invest a medium, 250K. US will invest around 50K, starting from the day one up to when the startups will come on the market. So a very small team. And we adopt, as I said before, a co-founding approach. We are always the co-founder minority. And they stay in house for maximum 12 months, supported by a team of more 30 professionals. Most of them are professional venture builders with equity. And after this, we start also to bring them to a seed round in order to come on the market. One of the very interesting things, as I said before, is our FoolFarm platform. FoolFarm platform is a uniqueness also in US. Because you know, to create MVPs, it needs time. Imagine that you have a startup, imagine that you have to create MVPs. Well, what's the problem? You have to find the right developer. You must be able to know that the developer is not a fake, or that the developer will work well. How you can check the code? How money you spend? Usually, average, a startup creates an MVP in not less than 6-12 months, starting from day one. We are able to do in 3 months, and at 1/10 of the cost, because the platform creates the code. The platform be able to create the MVP, not the full platform, but the MVP able to be introduced and show it to investor, and to show how it is innovative in your idea. The platform is there, and the platform is an incredible asset that you have, and you want to carry in Miami and collaborate with the Miami environment, Miami startups, in order to provide this a magic platform that makes possible to upload the app requirement documents in PDF. And thanks to the fact that we have in the back more than 40 software models, a lot of libraries, a sort of white label backbone, front end, back end, and DevOps. The system creates the code and the delivery, the application that you need. No human. It's all completely created by machines, faster, because you have always to check, or to understand if the machine works well or not, but it's super fast. And you control the quality by yourself. Once the startup gain traction, as I said before, they come to the seed round, and our business model is to start to sell from this day up to 48 months. So the investment model is a short-term model, because venture studio do that. The venture studio not usually follow startups to create unicorns, but all follow startups to make that the great investor make possible to carry them to become unicorns. But the venture studio have a different vision that needs to monetize fastly, especially having a strong relationship with shareholders, especially industrial, especially making possible that since the beginning you have an industrial player in the cap table, or making possible that the great investor, great VC, family office, why not get them, take the equity of FoolFarm and make them scale and grow on the market by themselves. It's not our job. This is why we have created, since the beginning, a program named FastSpeak. Let me show this. FastSpeak is a special program that we provided to the investors to make possible to have a sort of privilege in validate and in purchase the startups before the market. So before the market, they have the possibility to validate the startups, to take the equity, or to innovate fastly. So this is why we are quite interesting, because our position is perfect for corporates, for VCs, or that wanted to have very structured and solid startups and able to grow fastly. At the same time, FoolFarm is interested in making possible that they come by themselves as much faster as they can. The exit range, as I said before, is around the 5 or up to 25 millions, but not means that if we have a great startups, in some case, we follow on also farther. No focus on unicorns, and this is a mantra that every venture studio must have. Because the unicorns means that you have to follow the startup for a long time, and it's not the job, because we are a factory, and so we have to continue to produce. We cannot be able to follow the startups after, because it's not our job. Our goal is to have a minimum of 25%, remember 60%, so very conservative success rate across 24 startups that is planning now an industrial plan up to 2028. 6 are already founded, and the next 18 will be launched at 50% in Italy and 50% here. 50% will be incorporated, and not means the other 50% in Italy cannot come here, because if they find good investors, they'll also be able in one day. This is why we have we'll have a legal entity here, team here, in order to make possible that the US investor, if they look at something, for example, today starts and they want to invest, we are ready to transfer and to incorporate the startups in one day here, thanks to our position here and having the possibility to provide it to US investors to invest in US companies. This is the result that they achieved in the last 4 years. Since startup launched, more than 50 million on net asset value created, 7 patent applications, of which 5 granted. We have 2 active offices all over Italy. We have also offices in all the universities that we have connected, so they are more larger, our presence in Italy, but the offices legally they have are 2. Next in Miami, since third quarter of 2025. Our team is more than 50 top-notch executives. We have raised 8.15 million in 3 rounds, and our investor, first-time investor from 2020, just done 6 in their investment, because they enter in 2020 at an evaluation of 5 million, and now our evaluation is 32.55. So we are growing fastly. And we have accumulated revenues that for services, open innovation, service to startups, or 2 million euros. I don't want to spend too much time to show my portfolio, because after me, you can also touch by yourself. You can meet each by one of the startups that we created, because the startups are here and ready to be connected, and also to show by themselves the magic that is inside each one. VoiceMe, for example, is a patented platform for secure voice payments. They invented a technology that made it possible to pay by voice. Imagine you have a restaurant and you can actually say, pay. Why not? It's patented. So it's also patented in Italy, in Europe, and the PCT International agreed, so it's ready also to be able to patent also in the US too. In 3 seconds, it enables the possibility not only to pay, but also to sign legally. The possibility also to receive an authentication like an OTP, in this case a voice OTP, and is incubated in Europe by Visa. So it's a very interesting startup, and later you'll meet Mauro Ferri, the CEO of Startups, that is investing a lot of time and a lot of effort to make that become a big thing. IO is incredible because they not sell a conversational technology, they sell virtual workers. You know, agentic AI. Agentic AI means that they are pre-programmed agents based on generative AI that do specific jobs. Secretary, concierge, call center, but more. Business analysts, growth hackers, sales specialists, virtually, they are AI. So they sell not technology, they sell workers. A lot of times when they say that their competitors are not the conversational chat or others, but their competitors are like Randstad, like Adecco, the human resources companies, because they sell professional skills, pre-programmed to do something. And you can talk, you can speak, you can by voice, by WhatsApp, by Slack, you can like a human. Fragmentalis, you have to imagine like WhatsApp, like Telegram, but with different things. It's completely anonymous and is hyper secure with a military grade. They invented a technology named data pulverization, means that they fragment every data in 1,000 pieces, and each piece have a private and a public key, it's a blockchain, and they make possible that the communication is completely decentralized. So there is not a server like in WhatsApp, like in Telegram or others in the middle. It's named man in the middle. No one that can check, can see your files, because it's directly point by point. They offer chat, file transfer, and storage with a military-grade communication communities, called closed communities, in which you are hyper secure that no hackers can intercept. IDA means artificial intelligence data anonymization. They invented patent that make possible to you to use generative AI your company without any risk to make that there can be data breach. You know, when you use the ChatGPT or Anthropic or Perplexity, whatever, you put sensible information that are transferred on servers, and you know where. And there's a lot of technique like prompting hacking that make possible to try to get your information. I don't know if you know the case, the Samsung case, in which in 2023 Samsung was obliged to close to all its employees ChatGPT because LG have found a way to get the through prompt taking sensible information of what Samsung do. So if you have a technology that make possible to use ChatGPT while at the same time be completely able to know your data, sensible data can be transferred to any legacy outside, probably you can be more happy and more secure. I either do that. And Snapproof is another one. It's born in university. They invented the technology that I say like Mission Impossible because they use a technology named the one-time program. Imagine that you create a software environment in which you insert a code, for example, the code of a package of Amazon or a digital signature or whatever. They embed inside, so it's completely invisible outside. And when I put my device close to your device, like when you pay, I transfer this code that is not possible to be replicated. So this technology made possible to transfer securely, anonymously, and without any possibility to want to intercept a technology or code that you produce and that you have to transfer to others. It has incredible a lot of opportunities. For example, ticketing, money exchange, contract signing, proof of delivery. There's a lot of use case, and today you'll see more of them. Why Miami? A lot of people say, why Miami? Why Miami? Because first of all, I love this city. The environment is fantastic, the weather too. I'm Italian, I'm born on the sea. I come from Livorno, so near Florence. So looking at this scenario, this panorama, and looking at this warm climate, for me perfect, but not only of that, because I see an incredible environment, a lot of energy, and I think that we can leverage the fact that this city is growing so fastly, more than 200% a day, year by year in the sea environment, to be the door, the gate in which you can enter in the US market. Our goal is to bridge innovation talents in the US and to start to launch startup from scratch here. 50% of our deal flow. And the investment that we want to do, as I say, is around 2.5 million in tickets that we want to invest in each startups, in the total startup for 500K for startups for the next 4-1. And we are going to invest 1 million to launch the office and the team that we are hiring in this exactly moment, in order to be able to be operational in the first quarter 2025, and probably just in January or February we'll be able to have our team ready to work here and hired and working together with you and with the environment of Miami. After this phase, 2025-2026, the next step will create a sidecar fund that will invest in the next production startup that in this case will be 100% created, founded, invented in Miami in January. So after this test period in which we are going to launch 4 startups from scratch based on Italian innovation, we are going to launch also a sidecar fund to be able to support the production. In order that we could be able to have a leading position in Italy, Europe, US, through Miami and Latam, because we know a lot of similarity with regions in Latam to Italy. Lots of ideas, a lot of talents, a lot of innovation, but slower to capitalize. So it's similar. After this, so our next time, and this is the right answer when you say, why Miami? Because Miami probably would be the bridge also to make possible to expand in Latam, in which we find a lot of similarities with Italy, and especially because there's a lot of innovation, but ready to explode, but not capital, not so much VCs in order to support the growth that they need. And in 2025 also, we are ready also to support the ecosystem of Miami, startups, incubators, and work together hand by hand. We want to be partner of everyone, you and all the ecosystem in Miami, in order to be able to expand and to be part of a team. We love this city and we want to be part of your environment as soon as possible. Let me complete my speech saying why we are here, because we are raising 9.2 million Series A. To hit 66 million of capital gain by 2028. I want to show this the FoolFarm investment opportunity. We are raising 9.2 million, as I said before, 2.55 are just in the bank. The lead investor is Credit Agricole, the second larger banks in Europe. And this funding will support Miami expansion, 8 brand new startups, of which 4 will be launched in Miami, deliver 6 exits up to 2028 and generate 66 million in returns. And our expectation to have an IPO until 2028. The evaluation is 32.55. Consider that in the previous capital amount in 2022, the valuation was 18 million. So the growth is interesting for anyone that you want to invest in something that is growing fastly and can also produce good capital returns. Some investors that you have is a Credit Agricole, that also the lead of this capital amount is also a hyper trustable partner that also can make that anyone in this room who want to invest in us can know that we are a trusted partner. We are a company in which we have 2 banks, lots of family offices, KPMG, lots of corporates like Grief, Life Salini, we build lots of big companies inside, more than 26 investors, and 11 people in my board, so it's a lot of work that I have to do. I prefer stay here before, because when I return, lot of work, lot of management, but it's a company that is created not only to be a small things, but to be a big things. We use these funds to invest in 8 startups, 4 in Italy, 4 in Miami, to launch 1 million to launch the US branch, and 4.4 million to support the operational and to support the investment in the US team. How to invest? 2 ways. You can invest in a legal entity, in a legal holding, you can invest in a US holding. So for US investors that want to invest in Italy can invest without any problem in a US holding that we have. And you have to expect that 100% of the investment will be used to the launch and to the support of the startups and the FoolFarm Incorporated US. And the top three investors will be hired to be part of the investment committee of FoolFarm US. Minimum ticket to 150K. Or you can invest it directly in FoolFarm, on the global project, in the mama, in the mother. And funds will rise to support the global project, and in this case, the top investor will be part of the global investment committee of FoolFarm. The expected returns that we expect to have a 6 exit until 2028, with an ARR more than 50%, 5x net amount of money, and 66 million of capital gain expected in our plan. The round terms is that today we start, so I expect that our kickoff today could be useful to intercept your curiosity, your interest in investing in a unique project, in a project that can make the difference here in Miami to unleashing the powerful GenAI revolution. And we want to start here. We choose to start here because we want to be part of this environment and want to help this environment to grow and to be the leader in the generative AI revolution. We offer a soft commitment for who do soft commitment, 10% on discount and evaluation until the month. And we target to complete the round at the end of January. Minimum ticket 250K or $500K with voting rights. Ticket size with more than $1 million. Also voting rights and set in investment committee, global committee or local committee as you decide to invest in the US holding or in the Italian holding. For us, it's completely the same. This is the exit perspective that we have. We have an ambitious program. We want to become something big with an expected valuation IPO more than 100 millions. Consider that most of our competitors or similar venture builders, as I say also to Etienne, one of the benchmark that even in Belgium, in France, actually have an evaluation more than 2.5 billions with 27 startups launched since 2015, named XA or ex-founders, former founders. I'm the major shareholder. I'm the CEO of the founder, so I'm in both of the shoes, as I said, both of the route here on the ground to fight day by day, and this is what I face in front of you also because I believe in this project and I believe they can do an impact, really, not only for make that Italian innovation can be scaled, but also because we can contribute to your environment. This is why I'm here. So scan invest in case this QR code, if you are interested, also to leave some information. And in case you have some question for me, I give you, if you want, a possibility to ask me everything you want. And after, we'll see the startups that we have launched, and you could touch by yourself the quality, the innovation, and the disruptive opportunities that are in your hands in this moment. So thank you very much for this. And in case of question, I'm here for you.